Narcissists present themselves as untouchable, as if nothing can shake them. They act as though they are immune to criticism, unaffected by consequences, and always in control. However, this facade is just that, a false front designed to protect a fragile and deeply insecure core. They use hostility, arrogance, and defiance to mask their paranoia and fear of vulnerability. Despite their efforts, there are certain things that truly shock them to their core, exposing their insecurities and throwing them off balance. One of the most surprising things for a narcissist is indifference. They thrive on attention, whether positive or negative, and assume that everyone is focused on them. When you stop reacting, ignore their provocations, and show no interest in them, it invalidates their entire false persona. Their sense of self depends on external validation, and when that is taken away, their insecurities resurface. This often leads them to lash out or attempt to provoke a response, desperate to restore their illusion of control. Another way to shock a narcissist is by catching them off guard. They rely on predictability to maintain power over others. By carefully planning and scripting interactions, they ensure that they can manipulate and control responses. However, when something happens unexpectedly, when you react differently, make an unforeseen decision, or step outside the patterns they have established, they lose control. Rejection is another major blow to a narcissist's ego. They see themselves as superior and expect to be the ones who decide when a relationship or interaction ends. When you reject them first, it shatters their illusion of power and importance. Rather than reflecting on their flaws, they will often attempt to regain control by drawing you back in. Not because they care, but because they need to restore their sense of dominance. Recognizing this pattern and refusing to engage is key to breaking free from their influence. Confrontation is something narcissists deeply fear. They construct elaborate false personas to convince others and themselves that they are more competent, impressive, or moral than they truly are. When someone sees through their mask and calls out their behavior, it disrupts their carefully maintained illusion. Instead of self-reflecting, they will likely retaliate by attacking your credibility, enlisting others, often referred to as flying monkeys, to discredit you and attempting to shift blame. Their reaction is predictable, but the initial confrontation still shakes them. Perhaps the ultimate shock for a narcissist is when you completely forget about them. Living a happy, independent life without any thought of them is the greatest insult to their ego. They expect to leave a lasting impact on their victims, believing that they will always hold a place in their minds. When you no longer care, when their manipulations fail to define your future, it proves that they never truly had the power they believed they did. This realization is deeply unsettling for them, often leading them to attempt to reinsert themselves into your life in some way. Breaking free from a narcissist and refusing to play into their games is the most effective way to reclaim your power. Their entire identity depends on controlling others, and when that control is taken away, they're left with nothing but their own insecurities. Recognizing these tactics and standing firm in your independence is the best defense against their manipulation.